back, and we're going to move on to the next segment, which is going to be something from a Tozy. We've done the Tozy before, and I've subbed to him, and I want you guys to make sure you head over and give him a like to his videos. This guy does a lot of work and some extensive investigation into these stories he goes up. But this is a story that's most recent. Excuse me, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, and he makes most likely short videos, which is pretty cool, and a lot of us appreciate that. But this is a story, and I like covering these stories with him. This is about the DoorDash driver. Oops. Yep, we're gonna skip. This is about the DoorDash driver who got fired for releasing inappropriate video pictures of her customers.
They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. That was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
This TikTok DoorDash.
All right, so we want to open that up and go back and start over again. Here we go.
They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. That was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
This TikTok DoorDash driver just went from viral victim to felony defendant after she came online saying that she was SA'd on the job. And now she's facing years in prison for the video that she posted herself.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. Their front door was wide open. Their lights were on. They were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
Well, as it turns out, that's not exactly what happened. If you need a perfect example of how fast a viral victim story can flip upside down, this is it. Because this video was posted in mid-October by Olivia Henderson, or IRL Monster Hideall on TikTok, and she went viral pretty fast as a DoorDash driver who claimed that she was SA'd on the job. And now, as of last week, she's been arrested, charged with 2 felonies, and could be facing years in prison. And depending on who you ask, she's either a woman who reported a traumatic event or someone who turned a drunk sleeping customer into content and then lied about it for clout.
I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban.
And we're going to go with the latter, because that's usually what TikTokers do, and most young people do, especially girls, is they go and try to create content and pretend like they were SA'd.
The customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email, they didn't. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. I was assaulted. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
Yeesh. So this whole thing just starts back in
I'm the victim.
October 20th in Oswego, New York. Olivia was delivering an order for DoorDash, and according to her, the customer had asked for the food to be left at the front door. She said that she walked up to the house and found the front door wide open, lights on, and the customer lying on his couch with his pants and underwear pulled down to his ankles. She described him as fully exposed and said that she'd been put in danger simply by doing her job. Now, obviously, that's not an ideal situation to witness on the job, but it could also be explained as a guy who got super drunk, ordered some Wendy's, and then passed out before it got there. Not a great look, but I don't think it's illegal to do that, especially because he was in his own house and he wanted the order at his front door, but more on that later. So in her first series of
So I've ordered DoorDash, and I don't try to do it too much because it's so much overpay, just like Instacart or Uber Eats. I've never done Uber Eats, but I've done Instacart and DoorDash. And, you know, you want to order something that costs $14, but you end up paying $30, right? Because you have to add a tip in here and everything. But you can make a permanent message in there for instructions. Leave at the fucking door, or put on the chair with the white cushion, right? So you don't have to do anything. But I never leave my fucking door open. I listen to the alerts. I watch them as they're driving because they may have multiple orders. And I know when they're getting close to my house. So I make sure I have the light on, my front door closed. They can just drop it off and go, and I get my shit. So, honestly, this guy leaving his door open, and he's laying there on his couch in his living room, which is accessible from the front door, which we'll see later from pictures and videos. there's a lot to the story, and we can all decipher what we think about it, and then we'll talk about that later, about what we think happened, really. But here we go.
Videos, she told the story with the tone of someone who was still shaking from what happened. She said everything was caught on camera. She also said that she didn't want this to happen to any other women, which is why she came forward with this story on TikTok. And with the video, she also reported this to DoorDash and the police. And her initial post grabbed more than 22 million views for a brief moment. And TikTok seemed ready to rally around her. But that didn't last long, because within days, TikTok removed her video for violating community guidelines, and the talk around her started changing, because she posted more videos saying that TikTok kept trying to silence her. And then she said that DoorDash fired her for reporting an incident, and she said the police were punishing her instead of helping her. So see, that seems odd when three entities are suddenly going against her at once. What's going on? One of the biggest points in chaos of this entire story is the debate over whether Olivia actually walked up to an already open door or pushed it open herself. In the first video, she insisted the door was actually wide open when she arrived, meaning the guy on purpose left his door open for her. Thus, as she claims, he left himself exposed for her to see. But pretty fast, other creators started putting out screenshots that showed that she had quietly deleted an earlier version of that video, one that showed her nudging the door open before panning to the sleeping guy on the couch. And the original clip was deleted, but I don't think this has anything to do with TikTok silencing her here. Because she posted a video of a dude laying there exposed on his couch in his own house, and she posted it for millions of people online to see. I don't know about you guys, but I think the video got deleted because of that. So obviously that's not allowed on the platform, hence why I can't show the clip here. But there were these side-by-side screenshots that started popping up of whether the door was closed or left.
Okay, let's look at this. So, original photo, the door is a little bit wider open. The cropped photo doesn't really tell you anything, because we take this gap here, which is right here, but it crops out from the door. So is the door originally like that, or was it closed more? If you look closely, so this gap here is the same. So the door was in the same position the entire time. So when she walked up, that door was left open. I don't think the door was pushed. Just saying.
Open. Either way, dude is in his own house, so is this illegal? No. But my main question is, why is she walking around in this dude's house? Like, drop the food on the doormat, take a picture, and move on to your next order. You don't need to be... Hello? There's no reason to play Resident Evil in someone's house. This whole situation doesn't make sense whatsoever. Did she just use this as a ploy for attention? How is it hard to understand to not walk into someone's house and post a video of them laying naked on their couch to millions of people on the internet? That's just so unacceptable. But I think one of the reasons this whole thing went so viral, other than the fact this girl's thought process is borderline crazy, is that no one could agree about the push door, or was the door wide open. And I mean, I get why there's a hang up here, because if she actually, you know, pushed the door open to record a guy just laying there in his house and then, you know, turned herself into the victim, she's insane. And then we for sure have another member of the Hall of Fame of Influencer Morons. At this point, I need to start holding introduction ceremonies for these kinds of idiots, because I should be starting my videos like, welcome to the newest idiot who's now facing jail time for some social media content. Because at this rate, I'd say a lot of my videos are kind of like that. Anyway, people were arguing about the lighting, angles, wood grain, everything. But this is where the story took a life of its own, because while she was telling millions of people that DoorDash and TikTok were trying to bury her truth, police were piecing together a version of the events that looked very different from what she originally stated online. Because eventually, the police stepped in with their own findings, citing Ring doorbell footage that reportedly showed her opening the door herself. Ma'am, why did you do that? So, ladies and gentlemen, they got her.
Sir, I have your DoorDash. Oh! Ew! I'm a victim!
Number one, why would you ever do this to begin with? And number two, why would you do this when there's a Ring door?
So, following up on this, after seeing this, I did some research on this before watching this video. There is no proof of a Ring doorbell video. Nothing's been released, and if it's out there, then it's my fault for not seeing it. The cropped photo we saw earlier is the same photo, just cropped. So she did. according to that footage, it doesn't look like she pushed the door open. This guy was laying on his couch, naked, everything exposed. From what we understand in the story is that he was drunk. He passed out drunk, and for some reason his pants were and his underwear were down around his ankles, but the door was never pushed. Now, we don't have any confident proof of a doorbell, ring bell, camera footage of this where she pushes the door open. That footage has not been shown yet. Just saying. Don't need it.
Doorbell camera right there next to the door that you're opening. Like, did you not think he was going to review the footage after you exposed him to millions of people online with his pants down? What did you think was going to happen? Either way, according to the police in Oswego, the man in the video was not sitting there waiting to expose himself to the delivery driver. He was sleeping and drunk, lying on his couch with no idea what was going on. And thankfully for him, the doorbell camera footage reportedly showed her opening the door herself, which does not add up with her story. So DoorDash then finally...
And of course, look, and Tozy does a lot of research. Previous videos, he does a lot of research and gets information. But so far, we keep talking about the Ring doorbell footage. Well, where is it? Why aren't we showing this? I'm not taking her side. I'm not taking the customer's side. But where's that footage?
Responded with its own statement. Without naming her, they said they take these kind of reports extremely seriously, and they never deactivate someone for reporting it, full stop. But they said that posting the video of a customer inside of their home, along with their personal details, was a clear violation of their policies. They said that was the reason her account was deactivated, and they deactivated the customer's account too while they were investigating. And they also added that she still had full access to her money. Then everything hit a wall on November 10th, because that's when officers arrested Olivia Henderson and charged her with 2 counts of Class E felonies, unlawful surveillance and dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image. And these charges usually apply to people who secretly record others in private settings, bathrooms, bedrooms, changing rooms, that kind of thing. But the legal idea is the same. Recording someone inside of their home when they have an expectation of privacy is criminal, even if the camera is...
And also, in a lot of states, there is a law against what's called, I can't say the word, but revenge porn. So if you're posting anything that involves you being naked online to another person in a message, whatever, it's called revenge porn, and it's a felony, which you could serve time for. Apparently the footage that she released showing this guy laying exposed on this couch drunk was considered revenge porn. That's part of her problem.
Technically outside of the door. Police said that she filmed a sleeping person and posted it publicly, which is exactly what these laws are written for. So the bottom line is, police found no proof of SA, and the man was asleep. And Olivia admitted the instructions for her order said to leave the food at the door, not inside of the home as she filmed. Her last TikTok was posted on October 26th, right after she said that she was being punished for reporting what happened. After the arrest, she didn't post anything at all. No defense, no clarification, no follow-up about what she plans to say in court. Her current next hearing is on December 4th. And depending on how the judge sees all the evidence, she could be looking at a whole lot of time here. And this can range from probation to years in state prison, because it looks like a Class E felony in New York can carry up to 4 years, and she's charged with 2 Class E felonies, so that could be a combined maximum of 8 years in prison. Either way, it's no longer a he said, she said, and it's definitely not a conspiracy that TikTok doesn't want you to hear about. This is a criminal case with evidence and surveillance footage that was provided by the perpetrator.
Yet we did not show the Ring doorbell footage. Look, we have not seen that. All we've seen is what she uploaded. Now, I'm not trying to nail this guy, but we don't have the Ring doorbell. So it was stated in there. He said that the Ring doorbell footage shows her opening the door. But at one point they show a video and a cropped video, and we went over that with an arrow from the mouse where it shows that the door did not move in either one of those videos. So if she didn't push the door open, the door was already open that wide. So where's the Ring doorbell footage? That's what I want to see. Just saying.
And again, for clout. How does this keep on happening? Now, obviously, gig workers deal with real risks every day. Yes, women face real threats with entering private spaces alone. And yes, some companies have absolutely punished workers for speaking up. But if you film someone in their own home, post it online, accuse them of a crime that the police say never happened, and then you claim that you're being silenced when the platform you're on takes you down, you're in for it.
I was working. I was literally working, and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my while door dashing. They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing.
I lost my job. That was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
I'm just saying, that's not...
Okay, so that was a lot. So she went nuts. Honestly, like, that's not how you want to respond to this. So posting that with her going nuts is kind of crazy. There should be a lot more to this. I feel like she was done dirty, and I feel like Tozy here didn't do full research. All he did was go based on what information he saw online, and he's just assuming she's guilty. Now, in my opinion, if we're talking about the Ring doorbell, where's that footage at? If allegedly that Ring doorbell footage shows her pushing the door open, which we did not see in those photos, then she's not guilty. But if we see the footage of her doing that, then it's an open and shut case. She did not get essayed. But then you go back to the point, okay, so if the guy was passed out drunk on the couch, it's really not his fault, right? The door was cracked open. Just drop your shit off and go. Why'd you take a picture of the guy when you're only supposed to take a picture of the food? You drop it off, take a picture of the food, and you leave, and you move on to your next order. You don't lean in and take a picture of the guy on the couch, right? So many things going on here. Lastly, she's flipping out that she can't pay her bills because she lost her job at DoorDash. Well, DoorDash, it's not a job. You're an independent contractor. It's not your job, all right? And that job is only designed for supplemental income and part-time hours. It's not going to pay your bills, okay? She made that stupid mistake. Get a different job, okay? That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'd love to see your opinions in the comments as we live streamed on Twitch like we normally do, and then these clips end up on YouTube. So your comments would be greatly appreciated, as we love comments on this channel. So, and don't forget to like the video. Whether you like or dislike, it doesn't matter. But do something. Pick one. Like or dislike. It helps me out. As always, thanks guys. Have a good night.